Okay, get yourself ready for your restorative practice. Get a blanket over your main mat. Have a bolster underneath your knees. Have a couple of blocks for underneath your feet and a folded blanket for underneath your head. So just starting in our basic relaxation pose. So if you're wearing glasses, it's nice to take them off. Just get yourself down onto the floor. If you've got an eye pillow to cover your eyes with, just to put a little bit of weight on your eyes, then that is also a nice way to quieten the brain as well. So just get yourself onto the floor, cover your eyes if you can. Also, the weather's changed a little, so have a blanket handy where you might need it, because warmth, comfort and darkness are the priorities. So we can make darkness by covering the eyes. Warmth, well, you can only really guarantee that with a blanket, so have a blanket nearby. And comfort, that might require a little bit of shuffling about until the body feels completely supported by the equipment. Just allow yourself to release into the floor. I always find these first couple of moments in a basic relaxation pose really lovely. After a busy day, it just feels really good to just lay directly on the floor, letting the body relax, letting the legs release, letting the arms release. Give yourself permission to relax. Allow yourself to focus on letting go of the muscles of the arms and the legs, unhooking the muscles of the arms and the legs. While this is a practice of relative stillness, if you're not comfortable, it's much more important to adjust your position and get comfortable than to just suffer in discomfort. Comfort is a priority. So allow yourself to get comfortable, get warm, and just enjoy the feeling of the body's connection to the ground. Soften your jaw and your tongue and your throat. Focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and long, slow, deep, deliberate exhalations. Consciously letting the muscles of the arms and the legs completely release. Draw your attention into the soles of your feet. Draw your attention into the soles of the feet so that they tingle with consciousness. So that the skin and the flesh and the muscle and the bone comes to consciousness. And then really deeply allow the muscles and the flesh and the skin of the bottom of the foot to completely relax. Let the soles of the feet completely relax. Draw your attention into the tops of the feet. Becoming conscious of the skin and the muscle and the bones. And then consciously relax the skin and the flesh and the muscle and the bones of the tops of the feet. Relaxing the tops of the feet, allowing any tension to dissipate from the skin and the flesh of the tops of the feet. Take a deep inhalation, and with an exhalation, draw your consciousness into the shins. Be conscious of the feeling of the skin and the muscles around the fronts of the shins. And with each exhalation, just allow the fronts of the shins to sink into the backs of the shins. Release the shins, the shin bones into the calf of the bed muscle. Bed muscle, that wasn't right. Allow the shins to sink into the bed of the calf muscle. Allow the shins to completely relax. Draw your attention into your kneecaps and your thighs, allowing the fronts of the thighs to sink into the backs of the thighs, allowing the muscles around the kneecaps to completely relax. Concentrate on letting the muscles of the legs completely relax, letting the fronts of the legs sink into the backs of the legs, feeling the bolster at the back of the knees, allowing the legs to completely release. Take a deep breath into the abdomen, and with the exhalation, allow the muscles around the abdomen to completely soften and relax. Allow the abdomen to become soft, sinking from the front of the body into the back of the body. Allow the rib cage to relax, just softening the muscles between the ribs, the intercostal muscles, allowing them to soften. Allow the chest to completely relax. Allow the shoulders to soften into the floor. Consciously releasing the shoulders into the ground, releasing the upper arms into the ground, softening the muscles around the arms. Stretch that relaxation into the forearms and into the fingers. Release the forearms and the hands, just letting the arms completely relax into the floor, feeling light and heavy at the same time. relaxation to stretch up to the neck and around the throat, softening the muscles around the throat, soften the inner ear, and release the face, release the muscles of your face. Allow the mind to become conscious of the tension or otherwise around the neck, and consciously soften the face, soften the facial muscles so that jaw can soften, the eyes can soften, the breath can soften a little. Just allow the physical body to completely relax into the floor. Relaxation is the perfect way to reinvigorate your energy. Just enjoy this feeling of relaxation, enjoy this moment of relative quietness. Just allow yourself to surrender into the floor. enjoy this opportunity to do nothing. Because even when we're consciously doing nothing, we're always doing something. So give this moment an opportunity to grow and to find positive ways to enliven the body and the mind. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Bring your feet onto your bolster. Just rest down on the mat for a little longer. And then gently roll over onto your right side. And stretch out the top leg and then come up into cross legs. Just sit yourself in cross legs for a moment. Just observe the feeling of your energy, how your energy has changed. Okay, we're going to do a couple of side lying stretches because some of you need to stretch out shoulders. So if you've got an oblong bolster, then use that. If you haven't got an oblong bolster, just use your normal bolster, or you can get a folded blanket and just fold it up so it's kind of nice and chunky, and then that's going to go underneath your armpit as you lay along the floor. Have a block for underneath your head. And then you're just going to come down, you bend your knees, just come down along the side and then have the bolster underneath your armpit chest. Bring your shoulder onto the floor, bring your head onto the block. And then you can either just stay with the top arm on your hip like this, or you can stretch that arm over and just rest your arm over your ear. So just again, if you're not comfortable or if it doesn't feel right, then just adjust. You can try and cover your eyes, although it's not quite so easy on the side. Just allow yourself to release into the floor. This is really good for opening up stiff shoulders. So as you know, as we move into the sequence a little more deeply, I'll speak less and less so that you're not having to listen. You can just relax. So just enjoying the quietness and just allowing the body to release into the floor. Just bring the top hand back, just resting the hand on the top hip. Push your elbow into the floor and then just bring yourself up into a seated position. Just observing how your energy has changed. Maybe how both sides of the torso, they feel a little different. So we'll do the other side, just down onto the other hip, keeping the knees bent, just lengthening yourself along the bolster. Have the block for your head. Just bring your shoulder onto the floor, have your elbow that's on the floor just in a little right angle, and then rest the top arm over your ear. And again, just allow the body to sink into the ground. So this practice should require, or it does require, no effort. It requires complete release. So allow the body to gently relax into the floor. Okay, bring the top arm back onto the hip. Push your bottom arm into the floor and then just bring yourself up. Just back into cross legs. Just observe the lightness of your energy. Freedom in the shoulders and around the neck. So we're going to stay with our side lying stretches, but this one is really good for lower back tension. So you're just going to, so this time it's the kind of the area between the hip and the low ribs that come down onto the bolster. So it's the outer, it's the side, it's the abdominal walls that come along the bolster, and then you just stretch your arms out, stretch into your legs. Just make sure you're in a good straight line. So one foot on top of the other, stretching yourself out. And then after that initial stretch, you can just let the legs soften, let the arms soften. You can just let the legs release into the floor, let the arms release into the floor. Just feeling that openness of the upper ribs, of the upper abdominal region. Hopefully some release of tension in your back. So as ever, if it's not comfortable, just adjust until it is. If one bolster is not enough, you can put two underneath you, but just allow the body to just release into the floor so you stay on your side. So it's the side abdomen that is supported by the bolster. And then just bend your knees rough gently and then roll onto your front and then push your elbows into the floor, come up onto your knees and then sit yourself back on your heels. Just observe the deep energy that you have released. And then just to even that out, we do the other side. So just come down onto the other side of the body. So the bottom of the bolster is in the kind of hip area. The upper end of the bolster is in the lower ribs. Just stretch yourself out initially. Just have a good old stretch. Stretching into the hands and into the legs, making sure you're in a good straight line. Just a good stretch to begin with. And then allow the legs to relax. Allow the arms to relax, just draping over the bolster. So this side lying stretch just allows the body to stretch out tension from your back, especially the lower back. Okay, bend your knees, just roll onto your front, push your elbows into the floor, come up onto your knees, and again just sit back on your heels, just observing the energy that you've released through your practice so far. That good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the relaxation poses have brought into the body and the mind so far. Turn your bolster long ways. If you've got two bolsters, get the other one and lay it on top of the other. This has got cat hair all over it. I need to clean this off a little, but I might just cover it over with a blanket. So you can just create some good height for yourself. If you haven't got two bolsters, then just put a layer of blocks, like one on top of each other, and then just lift the chest and then come forwards and hinge at the hips. Allow the head to rest on one side. Allow the shoulders to just release down to the floor. Allow the lower back to feel like it really softens out. So supportive, restorative child's pose. Just allowing the elbows to hang down to the floor. Just aim to keep the elbows wide enough apart if they reach the floor, so that you're not supporting your weight with your elbows. Just draping over the bolster, just letting the neck soften, letting the shoulders release. Swap the position of your head, just rest your head on the other side. Again, allowing the shoulders to release. And then gently push your hands into the floor, just come back, just sit back on your heels for a moment, observing the energy that you've released through your practice. And then just to finish off, have a folded blanket under your head and bolster underneath your knees, just resting yourself back down into the floor in our restorative relaxation pose. Just allow the body to rest into the ground. Fill the lungs with air and allow the body to sink into the ground with the exhalation. Observe how perhaps it feels as though there is an energy radiating from the bones and into the muscles. Feeling of positive energy radiating from the bones into the muscles and into the organs. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness down into the toes and into the fingers and up into the top of the head. Basking in that feeling of energetic lightness. And when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bringing yourself back into this pose of Shavasana. Bring the feet onto the bolster, have the feet apart, your knees together. Just resting into the floor. And then roll over onto your right side, just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into the seated position. Just a final cross legs with your hands in the Namaste, a final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose, then down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you've released through your practice this evening. Good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the relaxation poses bring to the body and to the mind. Draw your chin down to meet your chest. Just spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you have created inside. Then send some of that positive energy out into the world. To people, to places, to things that need our positive energy. And then gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees. Palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger with the tip of the thumb, just a gesture of wisdom, of physical intelligence and peacefulness that you can carry into the rest of your evening. And then raise your head. Allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. Thank you. So hopefully you feel as though you've really lifted your energy and given yourself good positive energy to put into the rest of your evening. So thank you very much for joining me.